Welcome into the Dylan and Nathan show. Hey, what about you, man? What you want?
I like Polar Express.
I'm your host, Nathan Trosper. What's that floating? No, that's too far.
What's up, guys? I'm Dylan Laird. Wait, did you get into it like it was a film?
No, I didn't get in it. You can't lick it.
I'm not going to dog on Cal too much because I do like Hallmark movies sometimes.
They have a couple of good movies.
Man, I bet y'all eat boneless wings too. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Dylan and Nathan show. I am your host, Nathan Trosper.
And what's up, guys? My name is Dylan Laird. Thank you for tuning in to season 4, episode number 2.
That's right, episode 2.
Dude. We were supposed to have episode 2 last week, but obviously that didn't work out.
Well, I think we were in the same boat with everybody else. We had an ice-pocalypse here in Mississippi.
Dude, and what's crazy is today was 70 degrees outside.
I know. Like, I sent a picture to Mitz, and it was like a shot of our backyard last week. Last week. It's Tuesday here. We're recording on Tuesday. This release on Wednesday. But on Tuesday of last week, it was like white ice everywhere. The same shot today. It's like sunshine,
daggum rainbows. It is crazy
outside.
It felt so good outside.
Welcome
today.
to Mississippi, right?
Dude, honestly, yes. But man, it was crazy. Did you lose power?
Yeah, we lost power for about, I guess, maybe 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, right at like 18 or 20 hours, something like that.
See, we didn't we didn't lose it for like maybe 4 hours. Like it went off, and then I just took a nap. And when I woke back up, it was back on.
I know that there's some people that still don't have it.
Yeah, I know.
Going on over
crazy,
a week,
bro.
But it wasn't too bad because I have a little small generator here, and so we were able to run.
That's good.
Like a little heater.
Most of your necessary.
Yeah, we could watch TV because and we like our only internet here at my house is like just a cell phone hotspot.
Right.
And so we plugged that in, and we could run that. We could watch Netflix. So and it wasn't a big deal. But what was bad about it is after our power came back on, we lost water.
Oh,
yeah, like the water plant, it lost power, so it wasn't able to pump water. So when all the tanks were empty, that was it. There was no water, and we were without water for, I guess a little over a day and a half,
really,
maybe close to 2 days.
See, we didn't lose water at all.
Yeah, see, now I can do without electricity.
Yeah,
because I can generate electricity with a generator.
Right,
I can't generate
water. We're going to spit in the toilet.
Yeah, so luckily I had drawn up 2 of our bathtubs full of water, so we're still able to like flush our toilets, and then I would take like a bowl of water and warm it in the microwave just so you could have something to like bathe off with.
But you do what you gotta do, bro.
I know, it was nice though when it finally came back.
I bet it was. I bet it was really, really nice.
Get a nice hot shower.
Oh yeah, a nice hot shower. That sounds. But
this winter storm that we had last week, and the crazy thing about it is they told us it was coming on Monday. Like, we're gonna have a winter storm Monday, and it did. It iced over Monday. And then the forecast said it was going Tuesday. The sun was going to come out. It was still going to be cold. Like, I think the high was only like 22.
Yeah.
And the low's like 11 degrees that night.
Good night.
But it didn't. No. Like, it snowed all day Tuesday.
All day. Like, it would not stop.
Yeah. So, and I think that threw everything off. And then Wednesday, the sun came out Wednesday morning a little bit. And then another rain system was coming through. Well, I think it kind of misjudged the freeze line. Yeah. And so it started raining and freezing again. Well, then all the ice that was already on the trees, that's when it got bad. That's when the power went out because everything that had frozen on Monday all of a sudden was now snapping. And here around my house, we have pine trees everywhere. And so it just sounded like a war out there. It was pop, 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 trees just popping everywhere. Night. But it was kind of freaky, because it was, you stand out on the porch and it's dead quiet because, there's not a whole lot of wind and nobody has electricity. Right. And nobody's on the roads. So it's dead quiet outside, but all you can hear is trees popping.
Golly, dude, I'm telling you, I did not go outside a single time last week. Dude, I don't like the snow. I don't like the cold. I live in the South for a reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't like
That's why I like living in Mississippi. Exactly. I don't like those things. Snow is okay from time to time, but ice, I don't want ice. I had to go out a lot because of the farm animals here. I had to take care of them, and I had to go out, every hour or so and bust their water up
because it froze.
freeze, and they can't. They have to have water.
Can't drink.
Right, whether it's cold or hot, they have to have it, and so I had to go out and bust it up, because it would freeze over. And I'm talking like I would grab ice chunks out of their water, and it would freeze back over within like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's frozen again. So yeah, I had to go out a lot. I'm bundling up, and I got like 2 toboggans on because of my bald head.
Right, you get extra cold.
Right, and so I'm wearing 2 toboggans,
but hey, at least your face didn't get cold.
That's right. Yeah, my face will not get
perks
cold.
of growing a beard.
But yeah, you could not find like bread or milk anywhere in Mississippi. Whenever they talk about winter storm, everybody gets bread and milk.
Why?
I mean, I can understand the bread because you can make sandwiches. Like if the power goes out and you can't cook or you can't do anything like that, you can at least make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a ham sandwich or something. I get the bread, but the milk, like, what are you going to do with milk?
Drink a glass of milk. I don't.
I mean, I'm not a milk drinker. You're a milk drinker, aren't you?
I like chocolate milk.
I'm not a milk drinker. Like I'll eat it with my cereal.
Yeah. I'm not going to go to the fridge and say, I'm going to get a tall glass of milk.
But my kids drink milk. They drink milk all the time. They drink it for every meal. I don't, because we go through 5 gallons of milk a week.
Goodness.
It's a lot of milk. But the only time I really like a glass of milk is if I have Oreos with it.
Yeah. See, I don't mind milk with breakfast, like a good stack of like waffles and some bacon and eggs. I'll drink a glass of milk with that. Yeah, see, if there's no juice.
Yeah, I'm more of an orange juice guy.
See, I prefer orange juice
or coffee. Yeah, I like coffee.
Yeah, I like my coffee. I don't like coffee like first thing in the morning though. Like I'm not a fan of it.
I gotta have it.
Honestly, like I prefer coffee like now. Like I had a cup of coffee about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah. No, see, I can drink coffee any time of the day, and it won't keep me up or anything. No. But in the morning time, I like a good black cup of coffee.
See, like, I don't know, when I'm not feeling well, I drink coffee because it kind of opens me up. But other than that, I don't like it in the morning.
Yeah, every morning I've got to have a cup of coffee. So yeah, but I mean, I don't know what you get milk for in a winter storm. But
there's no telling.
The thing about it here in Mississippi though is you ask somebody about a winter storm and they can pretty much tell you every winter storm that came through.
Oh yeah,
and they can tell you like back in 19, because you always heard the ice storm of 1994 or 96 or whatever it was. They compared. It's like because we don't get them here.
Right. When I was when I lived in Birmingham, the one that came through, I guess in like 2013, it snowed pretty bad here then too. Right. Yeah. But in Alabama, all my friends, they called it the Snowpocalypse.
The Snowpocalypse, yeah. Do you remember that time that we had a Disciple Now, and it was like I think you were maybe 7th grade or 8th grade, and we were up at MCC, and it snowed that weekend. We called that the Snowpocalypse too. Because,
yes, I remember.
Like the people who came in, all their stuff was delayed. Like we had no books or anything like that.
We didn't have anything, and it was freezing the entire weekend.
Very cold.
Because I remember not packing a jacket or anything. So we leave one day, and I'm like, I am freezing cold. I don't know what, like, it was miserable.
Typical 8th grader. You just had a pair of like gym shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, I didn't even bring deodorant, I don't think.
No, you're a typical 8th grader.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Deodorant was the farthest thing on your mind.
Oh, yeah.
You had the Doritos before you had the deodorant.
Dude, yeah. I brought my gummy worms before I brought toothpaste. What are you talking about?
I can brush my teeth with a gummy worm.
Yeah, like I can find toothpaste somewhere.
But y'all, I mean, you do bring like the mustard and stuff so you could pour it on people.
That wasn't me, man.
I don't know why 8th graders do that. Like they'll forget their deodorant, but I brought 2 things of mustard
and mayonnaise. Yeah.
But what in the world?
I didn't participate, but I did spectate. Yeah.
We've all done that before.
Oh yeah.
One time it snowed on my birthday. My birthday's in March.
Yeah.
And like around spring break, and I remember it snowing. I think I was in maybe 5th grade, 6th grade.
Really?
And it snowed on my birthday. I remember that because it snowed on my birthday, and that's kind of odd, especially in March.
Was it cool though? Did you have a good time?
Oh yeah, it was like one of the really good snows. It was like 6-8 inches, and it was like you could play in it. It wasn't like so cold. It was miserable.
It's never snowed on my birthday, but my birthday's in August.
Yeah, it's not going
Don't
to.
expect it
if
to.
It does, the world's. You ever look for Jesus to come back?
Where's the trumpet sound?
Right. If it's snowing in August in Mississippi.
Oh man, maybe if I go somewhere else,
like
it'll
Antarctica for your birthday. You go to the Arctic Circle.
We'll go visit that place in Russia.
Yeah, Yamswakin or something.
Amyakin or whatever it's called.
You can get a fillet of frozen fish while you're there for your birthday.
Yeah, good old fish pop.
You can't even light candles. The flame won't burn.
You kept trying to open it. It's just like,
and you're just shaking the whole time because it's so cold.
You got icicles coming from your nose.
Right.
It's like, happy birthday.
I know after, you talk about people when it gets that cold, after it got really cold here for a few days and the high was only like 20 something degrees, later on in the week when it was, like in the 30s, it felt like it was hot.
Dude, I know. I was at school yesterday and, it was like 41 degrees and I was out there in like shorts and t-shirt. I'm like, dude, it's hot.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
We had like 3 or 4 days where it didn't get above freezing and now all of a sudden it's hot.
I know. Like today was freaking beautiful.
Yeah,
like, so beautiful.
72 degrees, sunny.
But man, it's weird. It's so weird.
Those are the days I live for, man.
Me too.
70 degrees and sunny.
I prefer 60 to 70 with a slight breeze.
Yeah,
that's my.
If you
favorite.
had to put in your ordering, that's what.
Yeah, it's like, Lord, please.
Yeah, I don't want any more of that Ice-pocalypse stuff. Y'all keep that up north.
I think he sent it to humble us, bro.
Y'all keep that up north.
It's been too long since we've had snow.
It's funny though. I couldn't live up north though. You think about having to shovel snow every morning.
Man,
just to get out of your driveway.
No.
See, we shut down when it snowed.
Yeah.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Nobody knows what to do.
Right, you're not going to work. You're not going to school.
Nope.
Yeah, just forget it. You're not going anywhere.
Imagine shoveling snow because you can't go anywhere if you don't, but you have to.
You have to get out of your driveway.
No.
I can't do
like
that.
I said earlier, bro, I live in Mississippi for a reason. Right, yeah. I don't like the daggum snow. I don't prefer I
love my northern brothers and sisters up there. If we have any northerners that are tuning into our show, but
I respect the
y'all
hustle.
Just keep that up there because
we don't want it.
We had it a little bit and it about killed us.
I'm gonna move to Florida where it never gets cold.
It never gets cold in South Florida.
Yeah, that's what I don't
know. I don't know if I would live in Florida, man.
Too many snakes, bro. To be honest,
alligators. Well, there's a lot of alligators here.
Yeah, you see an alligator every time you drive over the dam.
You sure do. Alligators. But speaking of animals, did you see this story out of Alabama? This is Alabama, of course.
Oh yeah,
here we go rip on Alabama again.
Sorry about it.
Last week, but there was a guy he has a pet rooster that is a Civil War reenacting rooster.
What?
Look, I don't know. This is WKRG. I think this is out of Coleman, Alabama, which is just north of Birmingham.
Sounds about right. Sorry, guys.
This teenager, he lost his Civil War reenacting pet chicken. What does the chicken do in the Civil War? Is he eating or he's not shooting a musket?
No, he's what they put inside the cannons, bro.
There's pictures here. This guy and he's dressed in like this like Confederate outfit, and he's holding this chicken.
Let me pull it up.
It's chicken. But anyway, he lost. Here, we'll read the article to you.
I just got the big shirt.
He's standing there with his. You guys, if you're listening, you need to go look this thing up. It's WKRG.com, and it's this story is a couple weeks old now. We were going to record this last week, but it was too good to pass up. But I'm sure you could find it if you just Google it. But anyway, how Southern is this? Okay, so he lost his Civil War reenacting pet chicken named Peep outside of a Cracker Barrel.
Wait. Are they doing the Civil War reenacting?
Why are you taking your chicken to Cracker Barrel? Are you going to throw? Hey, can y'all cook this up real quick?
Like, hey, buddy, I got Peep for you. Can I get some chicken legs?
Some chicken and dumplings real quick, man. That's fresh food. But why are you taking him to Cracker Barrel? There's so many questions of this. Why do you have a Civil War reenacting chicken?
What is a Civil War reenacting
What is a Civil War reenacting? And then why are you taking it to Cracker Barrel? And then whose job was it to watch the thing? Because you can't take him inside.
Hey, Bubba, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to get our to-go order. Will you watch Peep for me?
I wonder if Pete plays checkers.
Bubba and Peep are just playing checkers together.
So they're pushing him with his beak. But anyway, Thomas Ramsey, who founded a military reenactment group for youth, told the Coleman Times he was headed home for a weekend event at Spring Hill, Tennessee. When he stopped with a friend at the restaurant in Coleman, he left Peep, a rooster that participates in simulated battles, tied to his truck in the parking lot. So,
where on his truck? Like,
I guess he tied to the back hitch, I guess.
What if somebody just ran over his
to the trailer hitch? How do you tie a chicken up? I mean, I can understand it being in a cage in the back end, but it says he tied him up to the truck.
Like around his neck?
And I don't know. Or it says Ramsey 18 said he and his friend walked out for about an hour later to discover the chicken had flown the coop and was nowhere to be seen. It's not a coop if he's tied up.
They did not have to say that.
All right. He says, here's a quote from him. I went back. I can't do it without having the voice.
Do it.
I went back in the Cracker Barrel. And it was very hard for me to say this with a straight face, even though I was panicking. Do you have cameras in the parking lot? I think someone stole my chicken.
It says right here in the paragraph underneath, someone overheard and said they seen people wandering in the parking lot. An animal control officer got involved in the hunt, and missing chicken photos of Peep soon spread on social media pages around Coleman, a city of about 16,000 people.
16,000 people are coming. They're banding together. Hey, let's go find Pete. There's a chicken on the loose.
But how does he know? How does he know that someone random just didn't bring up a chicken? Like, how does he know that is Pete?
I guess because he didn't fire the cannons. The next reenactment. Why won't Pete go up there and pull that cord, Pete?
Light it, Pete.
Light that thing. Fire the hole. Pete, get out of the way.
Oh, welcome to Alabama, ladies and gentlemen.
With no sign of Pete, he continued to drive home. Then he got a message that the bird had been found outside of the Cracker Barrel. Somebody just replaced that chicken.
Yeah, they did. There's no way it's the same chicken, bro.
Because somebody done ate that thing. It's a good thing he didn't lose him outside of a Popeyes.
Popeye's so good, though.
It would have been spicy.
Like, dude, I ate Peep today then. Peep got sent to Popeyes.
I saw a meme the other day. It says, my spirit animal's a chicken. It's 2-piece with a biscuit.
Then Popeyes biscuits, bro.
I'm telling you. It's Popeyes.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. So that was... I don't know how. Pet chicken.
All I got to say is I'm glad he found his chicken, man.
Right, yeah.
I'm glad he found it.
I'm glad it's a happy ending to that story because it could have went so many ways.
It really could have.
I still have a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to get an answer to this, Nathan. I don't think you ever will.
I don't think so either. That's
you gotta find the man himself to ask.
I don't know, but anyway, I think it's time for a break after that. We're going to take a quick break, guys, and after the break, we're going to talk about something new we're going to do, the Dylan and Nathan Show Breakfast Cereal Showdown.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, you're going to want to stick around for that, and then we're going to continue our study in James chapter 1, so stick around. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to the Dylan and Nathan Show.
All right, guys, that was Austin Stone Worship. Y'all go check them out. It's fantastic music, fantastic stuff. I love listening to them. You know, Nathan, do you know what my favorite part about March is?
What's that, Dylan?
March Madness, college basketball.
That's right. No, I'm not a huge basketball fan,
either,
but I love March Madness.
Dude, I was at a Toby Mac concert 2 years ago watching the Auburn-Virginia game when Virginia, they double dribbled and they didn't call it.
It was a double dribble.
It was. I was in the middle of Toby Mac singing like Speak Life or something like that, watching the game. I like college basketball to an extent. I don't care much for the NBA at all. But college basketball, I think everybody feels out of bracket. Oh yeah,
like,
dude,
or you follow it along.
You have to. You have to.
You like college basketball. So What we thought about, though, here is we're going to take March Madness and we're going to turn it into the breakfast cereal showdown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, Nathan can probably explain it better than I can since it was his idea. But, March Madness, you fill out a bracket. Well, you're going to fill out a bracket of cereal.
Yeah, we're gonna fill the bracket out for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through our Facebook page. So look us up on Facebook at Dylan and Nathan Show.
Yes, please do.
And like us there and share us, but anything. But anyway, we're going to have the bracket set. We're going to just kind of do a random draw.
Yeah.
And seed them just like it would. I think I'm going to have, instead of 64, I think we're going to do 32.
Yeah, I don't know 64 cereals.
It was hard for me to come up with like 32. And then I think I ended up with like 35.
Okay.
So I'm going to eliminate some that you haven't heard of since 1973.
Like Oreos or something.
Something like that. There was some that I was like, I don't even know if anybody would know what that is, because I just kind of did a Google.
Right.
And then you just go to the grocery store and look, and you can find it.
Yeah. You can find all them off-brand cereals in the huge bag.
Yeah, that's what we eat.
Yeah, that's what we ate when I was in high school.
My kids don't even know like the Fruity Pebbles. They call them Dino Bites because that's what they are in the Malto meal, the big like 25-pound sack.
And the chocolate crisps or whatever for the Cocoa Pebbles.
For the Cocoa Pebbles. Yeah, we don't even eat the name brand except for Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Dude, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best.
I got a feeling that's the one that'll win it.
I think so too, but I mean, what I think a close second is going to be is some Captain Crunch, dude.
Yeah, I like Captain Crunch. My favorite, though, is I do like the Dino Bites or the Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles. I don't know. I like Fruity Pebbles, but they get soggy so fast. You got to eat them so quick.
Well, I eat them quick. So.
I think my absolute favorite, my top number one is Reese Puffs.
Those are good, too. See, it's going to be hard for me because I've got a lot of them that could go number one.
Oh, depending
on what day it is. Like, if I opened up the cabinet and all of those were sitting there, if Reese's Puffs, Captain Crunch, Crunch Berries, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruity Pebbles, if all those were sitting in the cabinet, I would have a hard time deciding which one I want.
Do you know a cereal that like I haven't really eaten in a while, but was so good when I was a kid? Cookie Crisps.
Yeah, those are good.
Like I used to love those, and I haven't had those with the wolf.
Yeah,
but I haven't had one of those in forever. But they're so good.
Do you know that commercial out of Birmingham, the Cook's Pest Control? That little looky. Here comes, I don't know what brought that up, but anyway, the Cookie Crisp. I just did free advertisement.
Congratulations.
Yeah, if it Cooks Pest Control. If you want to advertise the Dylan and Nathan Show, get up with me at dylanandnathenshow@gmail.com, and we will set you up with some advertising, or anybody else out there for that matter. But but no, the breakfast cereal showdown, we're going to start that next week, and what we'll do is we'll have a bracket. Now we're gonna probably do a giveaway with this
for sure.
I'd like to do a giveaway at the end of it. Here's what we'll do is we'll put the brackets out, and when you vote, you'll have like a number. You'll vote for the seed. So like if Cinnamon Toast Crunch is number 1 and like Captain Crunch say is number 16, and you want to vote for Captain Crunch, you just put 16 in the comments and we'll add it up. So for every week you'll get one chance to vote. And if you vote that week, you'll get your name put in a hat.
Yeah.
And then if you share that, you'll get your name put in a hat. So every time you share it, you get your name put in, and every time you vote. But you can't vote like 20 times on one bracket.
That'd
you
be
can't,
unfair.
Yeah, you can't do that. And at the end of it, when we announce the winner of the Breakfast Cereal Showdown, we'll also do a drawing, and we'll do something for, maybe a gift card to Walmart or Amazon or something like that.
It'll be fun.
And see. Because I think it'll be a lot of fun just to kind of play along.
Yeah, for sure.
See what people think.
And the last episode where we vote them, I haven't talked to Nathan about this, but as we're doing our episode, we need to be eating a bowl of the cereal that wins.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, I'm all for that. I love
me a good bowl of cereal, bro. Yeah,
I am all for that. So we're going to continue into our Bible study right now. I'm going to get James pulled up here on my phone, and we're going to look. I think last week we looked into the first few verses of chapter 1. Just kind of did a little kind of intro there to James chapter 1. But I want to kind of talk about the next few verses. James 1, 5 through 8 is what we're going to look at tonight. And when we go to James 1, 5 through 8 here, my phone is being a little bit slow, as always. We're going to be talking about wisdom. And man, that is something that I think is so misconstrued today. Like, what is it? People think of somebody who is wise as maybe somebody who's got a lot of money or somebody smart. But, in my mind, wisdom really comes through life experience.
I agree.
Yeah.
To me, the wisest people are always the older ones because they went through all kinds of stuff. So they, like you're saying, life experience. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So I'm going to read for us right now. We're just going to do 5 through 8 tonight. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith with no doubting, for the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. For that person must not suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. So this is kind of one of the main reasons I like James.
Right.
He is like in your face.
He is like for certain. You know exactly what he's saying.
Right. And I mean, he doesn't. He's not ashamed to call you out, just like right here, that you're like a double-minded man. But when we look at verse 5 here, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God. And I really, if you look back at Solomon in the Bible, he was the wisest man in the Bible, and he asked God a lot of times for wisdom, and God gave him that. I don't think that we really... I don't think it's a faith issue. I don't think we really trust God to give us the wisdom.
I don't know. For me, it sounds like it's too easy.
Right.
Like, all I have to do is say, God, can you please give me wisdom? Yeah. And then I get it. Like, to me, like, I understand, like, is there not anything more I have to do? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then on the other side of the coin, it could be it's too hard. Like, if I've got a situation that I'm facing in my life, maybe there's an obstacle, maybe there's a trial or temptation or whatever it may be, that I'm going through in my life, a hard time, instead of asking God for wisdom to make the right decisions in that time, we just ask God to fix it.
Yeah. For sure.
And I think that's our human nature. God, can you please just help me out of this? Well, if we had more faith in him and to know that he is in control, and we say, God, I need wisdom to make decisions where I'm at.
Right.
Then I think that is a more genuine prayer than just asking God,
can you please just
fix it? Because then, like I always used to tell when I was in ministry, is we treat God like a Santa Claus.
For sure.
We want to sit on his lap and ask him for things. But I think God really wants us to ask for wisdom, and so that he can help us through some of these things in our life that we go through. And we move on. It says that God will give it generously.
For sure.
And I don't think we just kind of overlook that fact that God will give it to you generously. And it says without reproach. It says God will give it to you. And it says in verse 6, let him ask in faith without doubting. Again, we talk about the faith issue of that.
Right.
That if I ask God for wisdom, is he really going to give it to me?
Right. And it's like, are you sure? You know?
And I think we doubt God a lot. I know I do.
Dude, I do for sure. I know. I'm going to be 100%.
Yeah. And it's hard to sit here and say that, because you want to say, I trust in God. And I do trust in God. But there are times when you're like, I don't know that I truly have faith in God.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. For me, a lot of it, the Bible says just the faith of a mustard seed will move a mountain.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't have faith of a quarter of a mustard seed. Because I'm not going to look at a mountain and be like, hey, move. I don't have the faith of that. Right. And I'm going to be 100% and tell the truth. Yeah. It's hard. Faith is really hard.
It is hard. Because I've never moved one. And I've never seen one. Like, I'm a very hands-on type of guy, very meticulous, physical type of dude. So the idea of, I remember you explained it the best when I was a kid. You know that when you sit down in this chair, the chair is going to hold you. Sure, that's what faith is, Right. So that a lot of that actually helped me understand more of my own faith. But faith is still hard to this day. And I have not met a Christian who says, "Oh yeah, faith is easy." Yeah. And what Dylan is talking about, what I used to tell them all the time is when you go and sit down in a chair, any chair in your house, restaurant, wherever you go, you don't check to make sure that chair is going to hold you up. No, you just sit down in it. That's faith. You had faith in that chair without even thinking about it. And I think that's what God wants us to be in our relationship with him. He wants us to trust in him without even thinking about it. Just like when we sat down in that chair without a split second thought that thing was going to collapse.
Oh yeah. In my own life, man, I'm telling you right now, the times I've trusted God with something completely have been monumentally better times in my life than times when I was trying to do it on my own.
Yeah, absolutely, because we can't do it on our own. When we move on, we talk about in verse 6 there, it says, without doubting, let somebody ask in faith without doubting. For one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is being driven and tossed by the wind. Basically, James right here is saying, you're weak, man.
Right.
If you doubt God,
you're weak.
You're weak, because it says your faith is weak. It just says that you're like a wave being tossed about.
Dude, honestly, though, we need that sometimes. We need someone to look us in the face and say, dude, you're weak.
Right.
Like, grow up.
Yeah, for
you
real.
know? Like,
yeah, especially for us guys. You know, a lot of times I think as guys, we think, oh, I've got it all together.
Yeah,
you know, we don't try
sure.
to bottle things down inside. But I think that we really need good spiritual brothers who can come
sure.
to us and say, look, guy, you messing up.
dude, I've told people so many times, I'd rather someone just be like, dude, you messed up.
Right.
Fix it. This is how you should fix it.
Yeah.
Then someone be like, oh, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, just, hey, dude.
Yeah.
That's garbage.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
and Dylan knows, he asks me stuff all the time. He knows that I'll tell him the honest truth. Because if you ask me, I'll tell you the honest truth.
like I lead worship for my BSU and I send Nathan videos of my songs. I'm like, how did it sound? Did I butcher it?
Yeah. And I'll tell him, look, hey, you need to work on that a little bit more.
Oh, for sure. And I need that because I don't want to get up there and embarrass myself.
And it's because I care enough about you. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, that sounds great. Whenever it's like, no, you need to work on that a little bit more.
Exactly.
Or like you'll ask me, hey, can I do these songs? And I was like, you might want to
or you might want to lower the key a little bit.
Drop that down just a little bit more.
Drop that down a fifth, actually.
It'd be better for all of us. And then it goes on in verse 7, for that person must not suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. Man, that is straight up, and that's harsh too. It's like, if this guy says that I have faith, but then he doubts God, he's saying, man, you're weak and don't think you're going to receive anything from God.
Oh, yeah. Like, it says straight up, have the faith that he'll give it to you and don't second guess it,
because you're not getting anything else.
No, it's like he will not give you anything.
If you don't have that little bit of faith and you're not getting anything else, sorry. Then he goes on again. He says he's like a double-minded man, unstable. He's called him unstable, man.
Dude, what's crazy to me is we have the faith that when we go to sleep at night, God's going to wake us up in the morning, without even thinking about it. So why can we not have the faith that if we ask God for wisdom, he's going to give it to us? And like, I'm talking to myself too, that's a big thing. Like, I go to sleep at night, I say my prayer, but like, I'm like, he's gonna wake me up in the morning.
Sure.
Even though he doesn't have to.
Right.
Like, I don't have to wake up in the morning,
But I think we need to back up to that first step, though, is before we can get to, you've asked for wisdom and you doubt God. Like I said earlier, you've got to get to a point to where you trust God enough to ask him for wisdom and not ask him just to fix it.
Right.
And just to make everything better. Because, I would like to think that that's what God desires. He would love to just say, oh, boom, it's better. Everything's better. But we know that because that was his intent from all along. He created us to walk with him and to have a relationship with him. And then when sin entered the world, that relationship was broken.
Right.
And so that, that's sitting there going, God, he really wants to make this stuff for you. But because of sin, then now we are separated from him.
Right.
And now it is our decision to place our trust in him.
Exactly.
And that goes through salvation and through everything about our life is trusting in him to know that, that we have faith that he is going to provide for us and pull us through.
Like we said earlier, wisdom comes from life experience, And sometimes it's better for us to live through this moment than just for God to fix it.
Right. Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
Yeah. And so you'll see that God, whenever you are put through things, or whenever you have different trials that come up in your life, then God is going to grow you.
Oh yeah.
And you got to be willing to let him grow you.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you hear this all the time, God won't give you anything more than you can handle. Well, that's false. He's going to give you what you can't handle so that you rely on him.
Yeah. And I hear that all the time is like, you're going through something, God's got you. He's not going to give you anything more than you can handle. Well, that's a complete false lie, because if that was the case, then we wouldn't need a God.
Exactly.
God wants you to rely on him. He's never going to give you anything more than he can handle.
Exactly.
You're going to have things in your life.
Because if you think about Job could not handle what was thrown at him.
Not without his faith.
Exactly. Like if he did not have God, he would have died. Period.
But not without his faith.
But he had his faith in God, and that's what got him through that. Yeah. Job, as on his own, could not handle what was thrown at him.
Yeah. And if we back up to where we were last week, and it talks about that the trials and things that you go through, it tests your faith and it makes it stronger. Yeah. Just like if you were an athlete and you worked out and you ran and you made yourself stronger so that you could push yourself to another limit. Yeah. Same thing when we go through things in our life. A lot of people ask that, why do bad things happen? Well, I don't know the answer to that, but I do know the answer is namely sin.
For sure.
And that's God doesn't want bad things to happen, but sin is what separates us from him. And sin is the root of all that. And so it's a sin problem.
It is. is.
But all that tests our faith, and it puts us there, and it grows our faith, and it grows our character, and it grows our trust in Him.
For sure.
To know that He is going to pull us through that.
Exactly. And we just have to have the faith that He's going to do it.
And ask Him for wisdom instead of just asking Him just to make everything better.
Thank you, Nathan, for that little message today. I always enjoy our Bible studies that we have. But that's going to be our show for this week. We hope that you tune in next week so we can see who advances in our serial showdown. And don't forget to go vote on our Facebook page. We'll continue our James study next week and so much more.
That's right. We want to also tell you that we are planning on trying to do a special episode this weekend
with a couple of our buddies.
Dylan and we are going to Foley, Alabama. We're going
again.
Back last year, we went to an archery tournament, and that's where we're going. And our friend Tyler is going with us, and also our friend Justin.
Y'all remember good old Justin?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, he's going to go with us as well. And we're going to try to record an episode while we're there with those two guys, and just kind of talk about our trip. And so we'll have a little special episode, and it'll probably release depending on what time we get home, if I can get it edited and put through. But it'll probably first of next week sometime that we can get that episode through. But that'll be something for you to look forward to there. That's just kind of be a little bonus episode.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
So we really appreciate everybody who is tuning in, and we appreciate everybody who subscribes to us. But most of all, we want to thank our servicemen and women out there, all of our law enforcement and first responders, and also a part of that group this past week, all of our utility workers.
Oh, dude, for sure. You see those trucks on the road working all the time.
Our power and water and everybody who worked to get everything back and are still working now. Here we are 8 days later, and they are still working to get this thing back.
Bro. They're going ham at it.
So we do appreciate you guys that are out there working, because obviously we wouldn't be able to do the show without power. We were able to do it last week because we didn't have power. So we really appreciate all them, and we hope that you stay safe and know that you are really appreciated.
And above all, we just thank God for Jesus sending Him to die on the cross for not only my sins but yours as well. And if you're listening in, you don't have a relationship with Jesus, or you just have questions, please feel free to contact us by email at the Dylan. It's Dylan and Nathan Show at gmail.com. It's Dylan A&D Nathan Show at gmail.com, or by Facebook message. One of us will see it.
Yeah, sure. And on our Bible study, if you have any questions or anything and you want to talk to us about it or get our opinion, or if you have some input that you want to add in there, then please contact us. We'd love to hear from you.
Definitely.
Yeah, we would love to hear from you. So thank you for tuning in. We hope that you join us next week. But also don't forget that if you are watching this on our YouTube channel, please subscribe to that. Or if you are on Facebook, you can also subscribe to us on your favorite podcast channel, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, wherever you get podcasts. Just take us on the go. You can also search us there on Facebook as Dylan and Nathan Show, and on Instagram, Dylan and Nathan Show.
That's right.
And so keep up with us and figure out what's going on so you can vote for our serial showdown. So we hope that you have a great week, and we'll see you next time on the Dylan and Nathan Show.
Later.